Okay, do you want to introduce yourself first?
My name is Jessie Dye. I'm Program and Outreach Director for Earth Ministry. And Earth Ministry is one of the co-sponsors of the Totem Pole Stop at St. Mark's Cathedral, along with St. Mark's itself and the Sierra Club.
And why was it so important to bring the Totem Pole Journey here today?
The Totem Pole is a Northwest indigenous traditional form, obviously, but it's also a symbol for us of the unity of the native peoples of the region, but of the partnership in this event of the religious community, of the environmental community, and led by the native community. So here at St. Mark's and at Earth Ministry, the significance is that we're no longer fighting with each other, but we are together speaking in the same voice for the protection of the earth.
And what is, for folks that don't know, can you tell them what Earth Ministries is?
Earth Ministry is a nonprofit in Seattle, but with a regional focus that connects people of faith with environmental stewardship. And our focus has been advocacy. And because we're in the Northwest, in particular, protecting our deep water ports from incursions by fossil fuel projects. And the Lummi have been leaders, and both the spiritual and political and legal and moral leaders of the fight against coal export in our region. And we won.
And what do you hope that the Totem Pole Journey and all the blessings and the intentions that people put into it today, what do you hope carries across the mountains to where the totem's traveling?
It's really important for us here in Seattle and in the Northwest because we're winning. We've beaten 5 out of 6 coal ports. I heard today 27. We've defeated 27 fossil fuel projects. We defeated the Tacoma methanol plant, several oil export proposals. We're still fighting, but those are rearguard actions. We have basically won. But now, today as I speak, they're fighting at Standing Rock, South Dakota, North Dakota, against the Dakota Access Pipeline. Their fight is not won. And so we can send them our blessing and our power and our unity and our prayers and carry the totem pole there to give them strength in their fight so they know they're not alone. And also, we're telling them they can win. We can win.
And can you talk a bit about just this sort of triangulation of an alliance with indigenous leadership, faith-based leadership, and then environmental leadership as well?
Yes, thank you. That for me is the thing I think I'm most proud of in my part of the Totem Pole Journey, is that as everyone well knows, when the colonial powers took over, when contact happened, the native tribes were destroyed, but they were destroyed physically but also spiritually, and the Christian communities had a lot of responsibility for demeaning and making illegal the native traditions, for desecrating their sacred sites, for making their language illegal. The Christian churches, denominations have a lot to be responsible for. And so in our humility, our faith leaders decades ago gave an apology to native tribes saying we're sorry about this, and we promise to stand with you when the time comes. And Jewel James, the totem pole carver, a few years ago, pulled out that apology and said, hey, you promised. And they called us at Earth Ministry, and so we joined them, we stood behind them. And of course the environmental community stood behind them for the same reason, for their own reasons, but together our reasons are the same, it's that we love this place, that this is our home, our spiritual home, our physical home. And so but together we have far more power than we have alone. I think native tribes have legal rights, and they have moral rights and spiritual connection to the land. But the environmental communities have the broad base of support, and the Christian communities have also a lot of local influence, but also we have a traditional moral voice. And so together we have much more power and many more skills and much more influence than we have separately. And that's part of what we're hoping is a message along the Totem Pole Journey to other regions. Hey, you don't have to do this alone. You've got strong allies, and we are with you. And that's our goal.
Awesome. And what's kind of your biggest hopes for this next year when it comes to these sort of struggles that we're embroiled in?
Well, first of all, I hope for Standing Rock for a good outcome for them, and for the other fossil fuel incursions on native lands in the tar sands and the Balkan oil. in those places where the fights are still real and really very difficult. For us, I hope that we win the rearguard action against the remaining projects. But more than anything, I hope that we can create a new form of community that involves a simpler lifestyle and more connection with ourselves, each other, with our earth and with Creator, to carry us forward to make a new kind of society.
Great, well, thanks so much.